Welcome to Lathrup Village City Council. I would ask Madam Clerk to do the roll call. Oh, sorry. Do the roll call.
Roll call. Mayor Garrett.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Cantor.
Present.
Councilmember Brock.
Present.
Councilmember Ferguson.
Present.
And Councilmember Stallings.
Present.
Madam Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. I invite everyone to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I have the approval of the agenda, please?
So moved.
Second.
So moved and second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It has been approved. Approval of the consent agenda, which includes approval of minutes from September 24th study session, approval of minutes from September 24th council meeting, approval of minutes from October 1st study session, and approval of minutes from October 8th with the joint meeting of City Council of Lathrup Village, City of Southfield, and Southfield Public School Board.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda. Second.
Still moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It has been approved. Next, we will consider the approval of disbursement and quarterly investment reports. Well, the first one is going to be disbursement report from September 1st, 2018 to September 15th, 2018 for $51,643.36.
I'll make a motion to approve the disbursement report for September 1st to September 15th for $51,643.36.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The disbursement report has been approved. The next one will be the disbursement report for September 16th, 2018 to September 30th, 2018, and the amount is $714,623.35.
I make a motion to approve the disbursement report dated September 16th, 2018 to September 30th, 2018, in the total of $714,623.35.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion?
I have one question. On page 21 and 138.
Yep.
Cheryl, there's an expense line item for the pony rides for the petting zoo. Did we get a break for the fact that they didn't show up on Sunday for the 65th anniversary? I assume we're not paying them the full.
That is correct. We did negotiate an alternative price.
Okay, thanks.
I have one question regarding the shirts. There's a line item on the disbursement report with a total. I thought the shirts were donated by Michigan First and other affiliated companies.
Yes and no.
Okay.
So the sponsors paid for the cost of items, including vendors, and which would include the T-shirts,
Okay.
to a certain degree, and then we had people pay actually for the T-shirts.
Okay.
So there were revenues coming in, and then there were expenses, and some of those revenues were offset with the actual purchase of the commemorative pins and the T-shirts,
Okay.
which are still available for anyone who would like it.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That report is approved. Next, we will introduce and do the swearing in of Officer Jeremy Hudson? Houston, and I can see it.
Skipped. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have the revised agenda, sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
Oh, that's good.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
It's my
evening.
pleasure to introduce Officer Jeremy Houston. He comes to us as a 10-year veteran from Northfield Township Police Department. A few months back, I introduced him as a part-timer, and he's made that step to full-time. He's well-trained and comes eager to work and fits in really well with our police department and looks forward to serving the residents. So,
Do you want to just say a few words?
sure. Just, I guess, real quick about me. I'm a father of 3, you said 10 years on Northville Township Police, 3 years in Detective Bureau. I worked in the schools, a lot of other areas as well. Just happy to be here. Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome again.
I might have missed it. What city did you
Northville.
work in previously?
Northville Township.
Northville, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I, Jeremy Houston,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
uphold all federal laws,
uphold all federal law,
state laws,
state laws,
and the ordinances of the City of Lathrup Village,
and the ordinances of the City of Lathrup Village,
and I will discharge my duties of police officer
and I will discharge my duties of police officer
for the City of Lathrup Village, Michigan,
for the City of Lathrop Village, Michigan,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Sure. Thank you.
And Officer Houston, weren't you a reserve, were you a reserve here already? Wrong person?
Part-time the last few months,
Oh, okay,
not prior to that.
okay. That was just-
Welcome aboard.
Welcome.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
And now, open the floor for public comment about anything that is not on the agenda.
But don't we have to do the acceptance of the, they never did a motion for the acceptance?
Oh,
of
I'm
the-
sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, back up. Okay, so, sorry, not yet. We get to speak. We'll do the consideration of accepting the departmental reports.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none.
I have a question. On page 61 of 138, there was an incident where I guess our officers were trying to apprehend somebody from a felony warrant from Kentucky, and it said that there was significant damage done to our vehicle. While I know we probably have no chance of getting that back, do we actually file something against that person to try to recoup the damages that we incurred?
Yes, we got a call from the Kentucky State Police. There was an active felony warrant for a young lady in the city. Officers went there, and during the arrest, she became agitated, upset, and ended up bending one of the rear doors of the Tahoes, causing roughly $250, $260 worth of damage. She was charged criminally, which is felony damaging of a patrol vehicle, and we're seeking restitution through the courts.
Any other comments? I do want to say that, and I forgot to say it to you before, about Jim Wright. I really appreciate having some things done on my house, and I guess there's something going on with the, not inspectors, but contractors coming to the houses or something like that. Not true contractors robbing people. Have you heard anything about that? No.
While that is a very common scam, I haven't received any reports of anybody going door to door off the top of my head.
They weren't going to door, according to Jim, is that they set up in the driveways
Okay.
and looked like they were doing work on the house when they were actually robbing them.
Okay. Yeah, I if there's an actual incident, I could get more information from you, but
If you could, I mean, because he stopped by my house to make sure that I really had contractors there, so
is this an incident on Rainbow Drive by chance?
I don't know where it happened.
Because he called us, referenced an incident where there was more of a civil situation where somebody was not supposed to be in their home after they lost it to the bank.
Oh, okay.
And we went there, and it's more of a civil issue that lines of communication weren't too good.
Okay.
And he was allowed to grab some of his personal effects from the home. And so we were alerted as a home invasion, but it really wasn't anything like that.
I have no idea which one it was, but I just wanted to say to him to Jim. Thanks for stopping by and making sure that I wasn't
That's the only
here.
call with Jim that I'm aware of, but
Okay.
I can look into it and get back to you.
Okay, I appreciate it. Any other discussions? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The department reports are accepted. Now we'll jump to public comment for items that are not on the agenda. Certainly, Senator.
Senator.
Good evening, council, city administrator, clerk, and to the attorney and to residents. It's good to be here. I haven't been here in a while, so it's always good to be here. You know, I stopped by this evening because I wanted to make you aware of a presentation that I gave to one of the council members recently and acknowledge that, but also most of you know that at the end of this year, my term as state senator will expire. And once that expires, and just so that you know also that representing the city of Lathrup has always been an honor and a privilege. And at the end of this, and in December, when my term is up as senator, I will have represented the city of Lathrup Village for 20 years. 10 years as a county commissioner, 2 years as a state representative, and another 10 years as a state senator. So it's been my honor and privilege to represent Lathrup Village that long, and I think that only City Councilman Brock has represented Lathrup longer and still in service. So it's been an honor. And
But you did it so well.
it did so
You
well.
really did.
So did you. Would say that.
So did you.
I appreciate that. And also, let me just say that when I started out, you know, while I was as a county commissioner, I was living in the city of Southfield, but because I loved Lathrup so much, in 2011,
That's right.
we ended up moving, my wife and I ended up moving to the city of Lathrup. So
That's right.
it's been a great community for us. We enjoy where we live at in Lathrup. But also, as I said earlier, I wanted to make a presentation. This is actually a special tribute. And one of the things that I've always enjoyed as a state senator is presenting either proclamations or tributes. And this tribute is to Councilwoman Stallings. And this is for her involvement in a lot of different groups and organizations. And I've always believed that you support those people that give back to the community, that do things for the community, that makes our world a better place. So this tribute, and I'll just read just a little bit of it. We've already given it to her, but I did want to make you aware of it. I want to just read just a little bit of what we had on it. Let it be known that it is with the greatest respect and distinct personal privilege to pay special tribute to the Honorable Donna P. Stallings, Lathrup Village Councilwoman. Her unselfishness and exemplary contributions through the years have enriched countless lives, and we thank her. In addition to her leadership in the business world, Mrs. Stallings is an ordained minister and humanitarian. Her ministry team can frequently be found sharing the love of Christ while ministering in homeless shelters in the community. She also served as camp dean for Chosen Generations Youth Camp for 23 years, where over 100 Michigan youth participants gained skills in finance, critical thinking, and sports enhancements. She is an active participant and member of many organizations, including a lifetime member of the NAACP, Habitat for Humanity board member, and chaplain and honorary member of the Montford Point Marines, to just name a few. And as a special point, I am a Marine, and I also am a participant with the Montford Point Marines.
Wow.
A special tribute, therefore, this document is signed and dedicated to recognize and salute the Honorable Donna P. Stallings of Lathrup Village, Michigan, for her accomplishments and personal sacrifices that have motivated generations. May she know of our gratitude and best wishes for her continued success in every endeavor. So that's what we presented, and I want to thank you and thank Madam Mayor, thank the council for all that you do, and also Councilman Stallings for all that you do. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Was there anyone? Yes. Come on.
Are you done?
Hmm?
I'm Debbie Holtland, 27440 Lathrop Boulevard. And I just want to thank the police. tonight because I live on Lathrup Boulevard and I work at Redwood and Southfield. And in the past few weeks, I have been almost hit 3 times. And my street is now just a thoroughfare for the people who are trying to get off Southfield Road. But there have been several police officers, and more times than not, when I'm going down the street, 1 or 2 of them are stopping people. So I just wanted to thank them because I know this is a very bad time. And I know it's on both sides of Southfield. So thank you.
Glad you're there. Just a quick question. So I live on Lathrup Boulevard also. What is the standard policy? Can residents park on the street at a certain time to slow down or eliminate thoroughfare cars going through?
As long as you're not parking on the streets between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m.,
Okay.
Residents can legally park on the street.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because I couldn't get in my driveway today. I was
Okay.
literally a half a block away. It was like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Crazy.
not much we can do with the cars cutting through. It's you can't necessarily block people from using, as long as they're using the streets legally. Nothing we can do to actually block traffic. Wow. Just keep enforcing the laws inside the neighborhoods is
Okay.
what we can
Thank
do.
Is it the signage, lack of
No,
lack of signage? Or they're
detouring
passing
from
through?
Southfield.
It's
Okay.
the construction, and it should be, construction should be over shortly, in the
Yeah.
next week or 2. I know
Okay.
it's pretty unbearable, but it should alleviate after the construction's over.
But
Okay.
I would imagine after that, people have gotten turned on to that little shortcut too. So you
It's a good
probably are
shortcut.
going to have to,
Yeah.
monitor it. But
Yeah, I do agree and appreciate the police officers because I have seen a lot of them on the street
Yeah,
now.
for sure. We
And actually, the
appreciate
way that
you
I had
guys.
to come here tonight, I'm so sorry you have to deal with that. I know my the mirror was almost taken off twice trying to not hit a mailbox but not hit a car. So
I was going to say to Ian, the trash cans today did not slow people
I
down
know.
as they were. But at least they're stopping on the Lathrup stop sign.
Yeah.
Not necessarily on the
Right, the side
side
streets.
streets, but at least
Oh, I
enough
would
people.
beg to differ.
Oh, still?
Yes.
Okay,
The
well,
other
see,
day, I was stopped
Yeah, it's
at
terrible.
at the stop sign on Lathrop, and somebody came around me, ran the stop sign on the left, in the left lane.
somebody passed by me too, because I
One week,
tend to drive 20.
right? One more week, you said?
Probably 2, I would say. I think they said early November.
Okay. Bear with us. Well, not us, because we're not
Crazy.
on the road. Bear with Oakland County. How
And
about
Mayor
that?
Garrett, I just want to add, we have tried to increase police enforcement in that area as best we can with limited availability of staffing levels, but we also have Chief McKee in uniform out on the streets
Yeah.
issuing tickets and monitoring, so.
You might want to go across on Santa Barbara also, because that does not have a stop sign, as I complained for the last 11 years. There's no stop sign from Wilshire all the way around to Bloomfield. So you can get speeds up at Wilshire there. Well, you know my whole rhetoric, right? Okay, repeat. Okay, so moving to our action requests. First up is a motion to accept the fiscal year 2017-2018 audit.
Well, Mayor and Council, you had the presentation from the representatives from Plant Moran at your study session, and we have a clean audit essentially relative to standards. They did identify some material weaknesses and deficiencies, such as the segregation of duties and control procedures, which you would expect when you were short-staffed for an extended period of time. And we are putting some practices into place relative to the bank reconciliations and monitoring of the utility billing system.
My alarm is going off, just let you know everything's okay. I hope. But
Your alarm is going?
yeah, that's what just, okay, not gonna freak out right now. But, do I?
I make a motion.
Thank you.
I'll second.
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? consider the audit accepted. Next, we'll consider the approval of purchase and equipment for a dump truck.
I'm trying to find my paper. But if you recall, during the budget process, you had authorized the allocation, I believe it was $80,000 for the acquisition of a dump truck for the Department of Public Services. Since that time, in obtaining the bids through the consortiums that exist with the other municipalities, we also discovered that there's an additional approximately $70,000 to outfit the truck. So that was not budgeted for, but we are recommending that it also come from the local roads fund. So that's what before you, and you have the bids that were submitted.
Thank you. Will I have a motion?
I'll make
So
a
I'll
motion.
make a motion to approve the purchase of a new truck for the Department of Public Services as recommended for a cost not to exceed $164,066.
Second.
Has been moved in second. All in favor of approval of the purchase and equipment for the dump truck, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? It is approved. Next, we will consider the approval of the second reading and adoption of an ordinance to amend Chapter 54 Solid Waste, amending Article 2 Collection and Disposal, Section 54-32, Preparation of Solid Waste Materials.
All right, this is the second time you're taking a look at this ordinance. This is, again, in summary, at the request of Code Enforcement Officer, an ordinance to amend, as indicated, Section 54-32, which would require all residents, all businesses to store their trash in a trash can. Currently, under the ordinance, you can just set your bags on the street for pickup. This ordinance will require everyone, residents and businesses, to have their trash in either a 35-gallon trash can, which is a standard size trash can with a tight-fitting lid, or you can purchase currently from Tringali Sanitation. They sell a 96-gallon, which is a really large wheeled trash can that has a handle that their truck can pick up. So this ordinance, again, those are the only change to the ordinance and from last time to this time is that I amended the effective date to reflect January 1st, 2019. So the residents will have until, and businesses will have until January 1st, 2019 to purchase a trash can and put their trash in a trash can for collection.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion. So moved.
Second.
It's been moved in second.
You want me to
Any
say the whole
discussion?
thing?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, just a quick question. What's the penalty for not having a trash can?
You can no longer dump
I mean, that's a part of this reading. Is there a
There is not a
penalty?
specific penalty provision in the ordinance, so any violation would be a misdemeanor.
Okay. Punishable by?
Fine of up to $500 and/or 90 days in the Oakland County Jail.
Okay.
Who's got?
So buy your
Okay.
trash cans.
No, I'm just asking because
Wow.
that's going to be the question. You're serious?
Yeah, that's any provision, any ordinance that doesn't have a specific penalty is considered a misdemeanor.
Okay.
So and those are the standard fines and/or maximum punishable jail term for a misdemeanor infraction.
So there's no parachute, like first-time offenders get whatever, it's standard?
No, this will likely be enforced primarily by our code enforcement. And again, typical procedure with code enforcement is a warning letter first indicating that they're not in compliance with the ordinance. If there's no response to the letter and the violation continues, typically there's a second warning, and then if that pattern of noncompliance continues, then a citation is issued. So
Okay.
the individual has, it's not like if Mr. Wright or whomever the code officer is going to be driving up and down the street, taping misdemeanor tickets to your mailbox because you don't have a trash can. So.
Okay.
And this is not effective until January 1, 2019.
That's correct.
Thanks.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Do the trash people know that we can have 35, the smaller trash cans, and that's okay?
Yeah, you could, under the current ordinance, you can have a 35-gallon, you can have a 96-gallon, or you can put a bag at the curb. And the problem is that people are just placing bags, primarily the businesses, which prompted this revision, and rodents and the bags are getting ripped open and trash was being blown around and spread all over the place. So this will eliminate, hopefully, some of the littering that has occurred as a result of that.
Well, because our trash people told us, I'm one who has a very small trash bag, and told us that we couldn't use the size trash can we had, that we had to get one of the ones from them, the big one.
That big giant, that big.
Which,
It's
I'm
possible.
a family of 2, and most of my things are recyclables. It would take me more than a month to fill that thing.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure our trash people understand that.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, your small can might be one of those 50-gallon
No,
cans.
it's
Is it a 35? Because there's a little bit of a difference between them, and they won't take the bigger one. They'll only take the smaller one, the 35-gallon can.
No, it's the 35.
Okay.
That's what I use.
Yeah, they should take those.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Mayor, I do want to mention that I did share the ordinance with Tringali, so they are aware of what's being adopted.
Thank you.
Just one more question. So, okay, this is the second reading. We have to approve the second reading? I mean, is it in a position for approval, or it's just a reading?
No, this would, and for an ordinance to become effective, that it has to be approved twice, the first and second reading. So this would be the
Okay.
final approval.
Okay.
If council were to approve the ordinance tonight, a notice of adoption would be published, again, with an effective date of January 1st, 2019.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, I have
Well,
just
we-
oh, go ahead.
Well, okay, you okay?
I'm good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So we will be including this information. I guess I thought when I was thinking that we're going to have our winter magazine anyway. That'll be in there
Yes.
as well. Will we do a single flyer as well to the residents? So since it's such a major change for some
We
of
will
us.
try to publicize it as best we can,
Yeah.
including getting it to the homeowners association with
That
their
would be
upcoming
good.
meeting.
Yeah, actually, you made me think of one question. If somebody does put a plastic bag out, is Tringali going to take it, or will they leave it
No.
as an unallowed item?
I would say that's up to their discretion, but they would not be adhering to the ordinance.
Right.
So,
They'd be not adhering to the ordinance if they took it.
correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
The pink slip on it.
Any other discussion?
Nope. Okay. I mean, me.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The second reading has been approved. Next, we will consider the approval of the motion to appoint a city council member to the Election Commission for the November 6, 2018 general election.
I'll do it. Nobody else wants to.
I think we can make a motion to.
Yep.
Oh, I thought somebody was going to introduce it first, so what that,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
what it
this
is.
is what we do before each election. We have to appoint a city council member to be a part of the election commission. And per charter, the election commission is the city attorney, myself, and one of the appointed city council members. And we'll have that meeting directly after this meeting tonight.
Thank you.
And we go over the names of those who are working on election day, how many ballots were ordered. We just go through step by step all of the things that I do for the election.
Okay. You said you would do it?
I make a motion to nominate Donna Stallings for this position.
Second?
Do you want it?
Yeah.
I'll second.
She's second?
Sure.
Work.
It's been supported. Moved to second. Is there any discussion? No discussion. All in favor of appointing Councilwoman Donna Stallings to the Election Commission for the November 6, 2018 general election, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? You have been appointed. Next, where did this just go? We have the computer not working. Okay. Next, we will have the consideration of approval of the election inspector's pay increase.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. As you all know, that the election inspectors, precinct workers, we use that term interchangeably, they work up to 17, 18 hours in one day. They come in at 6 a.m. The polls close at 8 p.m., but we don't go home at 8 p.m. because there's still lots of work to do and paperwork to do afterwards. So they've not had an increase in pay since 2008. So I come before you tonight to ask if we can increase their pay. Now, currently the chairperson is making $120. I'd like to increase that to $160 for the day. That's for all of those hours. The co-chair, $115 to $150. The election inspector, $100 was, that's what they make currently. Now I'd like to increase it to $130. The absent voter counting board, which we have a member of that counting board, they're here, she's here right now. They're locked in the room all day, but they don't come in as early as the people who meet the voters downstairs. So their pay is a little different. So the chairperson for the absent voter counting board currently is $95, and I'd like to bump that up to $110. And for everyone else on the board, it was $85, and I'd like to bump that up to $100. They attend a class out at Oakland County, and last election we had the class here. So when they drive up, I'd like to give them, an extra $10. So that's included in the resolution as well.
Okay.
So I would like for you to could approve this.
I make a motion to approve the pay increase for election inspectors.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion?
Yes, I'm wondering, is that just in the numbers that you gave us, is it in line with the rest of the cities? I'm
It is,
assuming that
of our
it is.
size, yes.
Of our size.
Thank you.
Are we slightly below that? I just recall that.
We were
We're
way
slightly-
below.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So
now we're in line with everyone.
Okay.
And just curious, why does the AV counting have to start at 3? Why can't it start earlier?
Well, this time they are going to start earlier. It all depends on how many absent voter ballots we receive back.
Okay,
So they will be starting around 11:30
okay,
for this upcoming election.
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's been moved, I'm sorry, any other discussion?
Yeah, I appreciate that entire team, and I see no reason why it cannot be approved.
Absolutely, I agree.
Look at that smile. You got a team. You really
Yeah,
do have a
wonderful
great
team.
team. So,
All in favor of the approval of increasing the election inspector's pay, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? It has been approved for the increase.
Thank you.
You're
You're welcome. Thank you.
Next, we consider the approval of designating the designation of the observance of Veterans Day as an official city holiday.
Mayor, I don't know, do you want me to read the entire resolution? Okay. So essentially, it is,
Can you do a summary?
it is saying that, it calls upon the citizens of Lathrup Village and employees to observe November 11th as Veterans Day, and that it will be designated as an official holiday. So the administrative offices will be closed.
I make a motion to designate Veterans Day as an official holiday for the city of Lathrop Village starting November 11th, 2018.
Second?
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It has been approved that we will observe Veterans Day as an official city holiday. Next, we will consider the approval of changing Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day.
Mayor and council, if you recall, especially this year, there has been an increasing awareness and recognition that Columbus Day should actually recognize the indigenous people of our country, and in keeping with a number of other communities, this resolution would designate Columbus Day as Indigenous Peoples Day in the city of Lathrup Village going forward.
Thank you.
I make a motion to change the Columbus Day holiday to Indigenous Peoples Day.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, it has been approved to change Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples' Day.
I think we got to vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm moving too fast, right?
Keep it moving.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none. Now it is officially approved to be changed from Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples' Day.
That's good.
Next, we're a little behind, but at least we're getting it done. Next, we would consider to appoint Rebecca L. Curtis to the Board of Review for a 3-year term.
Mayor and council, you have before you the application from Ms. Curtis to serve on the Board of Review. I believe there are currently 3 members. I'm anticipating that one of them will need to step down in the near future. So you have her application before you. I did speak with her and advise her of the meeting requirements because some of these meetings are pretty much all day, and she is able to accommodate that.
Okay. So is she's starting a 3-year term in February or sooner, in January?
This would be, there's a meeting in December, so she would be able to attend the December meeting.
Okay. Okay.
And I'll make a motion. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, she would be added to, so it would be 4 members, or did you say 3?
She a member
Someone
now?
will be
She's not a
No.
member now, but Salim is going, you're talking about Salim
Yes.
stepping down
Yes.
Okay,
as Board of
got it.
Review, and she will be taking his
Okay.
place.
Oh, I didn't understand that.
Okay.
So we're being proactive.
Yes.
Yes.
Yay, okay, that sounds good.
Make a motion to appoint Rebecca L. Curtis to the Board of Review for 3 years.
Second?
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Rebecca L. Curtis has been approved to be on the Board of Review for a 3-year term starting December.
December.
Okay. Next, we consider appoint Dane Johnson to the Historic District Commission, term expiring December 31st, 2021.
Mayor and council, you have before you the application to serve on the Historic District Commission. It's composed of 7 members. This individual would be serving for a term of 3 years that would be expiring on December 31st.
This is for, okay. Well, I'm making a motion to appoint Dane Archer Johnson to the Historic District Commission for a 3-year term ending December 31st, 2021.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Dane Johnson has been appointed to the Historic District Commission. Next, we will approve and authorize the clerk to publish notice of public hearing. Monday, November 19th, 2018 at 7 p.m. to the notice of public hearing for the Community Development Block Grant, CDBG.
So Mayor and council, this was added to the agenda, and the information is on the table before you, and this is simply to actually publish and schedule the public hearing for the Community Development Block Grant for the public hearing at your next regular meeting on Monday, November 19th at 7 p.m.
Thank you. Anyone want to makes a motion?
I'll make a motion to schedule the 2019 CDBG public hearing for November 19th, 2019.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? It has been approved. Next up, we will have the city administrator report.
Published in the paper on the first.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You have the report in front of you, and as you noticed, the October 15th meeting was rescheduled to today. And you also have a special study session scheduled for this Thursday, November 1, for the updating of the council policies, rules of procedure. The two positions of the manager for community and economic development and the assistant for the building department and code inspection, those we are getting a number of applications, and the deadline for those applications is Monday, November 5th at 4:30 p.m. The job descriptions and the applications are available online. There are some important election dates to keep in mind. The election is Tuesday, November 6th, and the clerk will have her office open on Saturday, November 3rd from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Lathrup Village Police Department is having a no-shave November, in case you notice people walking around with a little bit of extra hair on their face.
Somebody should have told the new officer. Did that start
We
today?
They also ended today.
Yeah, some started early though.
I got a head start. So.
And it's to raise funds for children with hair loss due to medical issues, and any donations are greatly appreciated and can be submitted via a link that I provided to you that's also on the website and their Facebook page. You may see some, what's it called, grizzly looking officers for the month. You received the notices as well as the impacted residents relative to the water main lining project, and that work should be underway. We are working with the Oakland County for the Small Business Saturday, which will be observed on November 24th, and there are opportunities to win prizes as part of that, so we're hoping that our local merchants will be participating as part of that program. There's a number of sessions coming up in regards to the new lead and copper rule. We're anticipating there will also be a lawsuit because there are some issues relative to how do you enforce that for the local municipality, so I'm trying to keep apprised of that as it moves along. The Planning Commission had a meeting on October 23rd. They discussed the zoning ordinance amendments for accessory structures and updating of the definitions. We're anticipating that will come back to you once they have their actual approval. On November 27th, their next date of meeting, they will also have a study session, and they will be discussing the site plan review and special land use. We're anticipating that for the property on Southfield, the Lathrup Petrol, so you may want to attend that if you're interested. The DDA will be issuing the applications for the sign grants and the facade grants. So those are available to any of the local businesses that wish to apply. The Fall Fest was a wonderful event that was sponsored by Fortson Dentistry, and we thank them for their partnership and looking forward to additional ones. And there was a grand prize, I think, of $200 for a young lady who had the winning pumpkin. The Santa and tree lighting program is scheduled for Sunday, December 2nd. And SIMCOG recently had a general assembly. They had a number of resources and information that were available, including links for bridge condition map, crash location map, park finder. There's a Lathrup Village community profile, as well as grant opportunities. And I signed up to gain access to the grant opportunities in particular. And most important, I'm going to Vegas the end of November.
I want to say what I usually say to my son. Are you telling us? Or no.
Whoa.
Okay.
Can I hand you $20?
Thank you. How did I get? Okay, city attorney.
Nothing for me tonight.
That was too easy. Nothing, you sure?
Sure.
Okay. Reports from boards, commission, committees. Anyone?
Planning Commission, Cheryl stole most of my thunder, but we continued with our zoning regulations health checkup. As she indicated, we updated the accessory building language, made 2 changes there. We added, or we changed the maximum height, shed height from 8 feet to 10 feet, and then also added a maximum square footage for all accessory buildings combined to, I think, which was 160 square feet. We also added swimming pool language. Not that we didn't have rules in the building code, but we didn't have any language in the zoning regarding where pools can be located and so forth. So we added that, updated the definition section, and that will be, we'll have a public hearing for that at the next Planning Commission meeting on November 27th.
Thank you.
I'll just add to that. Hopefully, the impetus behind the accessory structures was the council has had a couple ZBA requests in the last couple of years, and so this will address those and hopefully eliminate the need for future ZBA requests.
Gotcha. Thank you. Anything else?
Well, for SIMCOG, again, Cheryl kind of ran it out. But I'm very glad I did meet with one of the chairs of SIMCOG. And really glad we have this grant information because there was, it's an opportunity for us to do some park renovations and some possibly assist in developing bicycle trails. And I also have a packet of information I wanted to give you all for statistics on Lathrup Village. But also, I really wanted to say that SIMCOG is seeking input from residents to talk about the regional transportation plan. So residents are invited to participate and to bring information or concerns about the 2045 regional transportation plan Monday, November 26th. There are actually 3 meetings that I'll give to Cheryl, Dr. Cheryl, to post on the website for residents that are interested in that. And also, you know, Yvette is going to talk about, our city clerk is going to talk about Election Day, but I want to say that as a precinct delegate, there is going to be a Saturday, October 27 knockout where there's going to be a rally with Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence and the state reps, and if we want to go and knock on doors, we're trying to get the 14th precinct to be the largest voting precinct around. So that is happening as well.
What date is that?
It's this Saturday,
What
10
time?
o'clock a.m., 7 at the one campaign office.
Okay.
And after that, after the
Southfield,
rally,
12 miles. Yep.
yeah, in Southfield. After the rally, we're gonna walk, just knock on doors, just trying to get
Through Lathrup or just in?
through
just-
Lathrup, and I mean we can walk through Lathrup.
Okay.
They can walk through Southfield. We're just trying to get 14 up, the numbers in 14 up. I think 11 is the highest right now. 14 isn't bad, but we're just trying to get. We like to be number 1. So.
Thank you. Any old, you have anything else? I thought you said something. Any unfinished business or new business?
I just want to thank, I didn't finish, I want to thank everybody, and please excuse me for being a little slow. We lost a young 24-year-old that was speeding, and he passed away last night, so it's kind of getting me a little off today. I'm headed to my family now. But thank you for all of those that came out on Wednesday to the rally, to the, what was it? Kelly, help me.
Town Hall.
For the
Town
proposals.
Hall. Proposal Town Hall, and Senator Vince Gregory was there. It was a great turnout. So really want to thank you all for coming out.
Thank you for having it.
Thank you for helping.
I have a few things. I have a few things. I'll try to be quick. Thank you. Well, let me just extend congratulations to Councilwoman Stallings. We appreciate you. And your award you just received this evening. Just want to congratulate you on that. The question I have for you is the water main lining, is that happening on Saratoga, or is that a different project?
It's considered the east border.
Okay, so it's not Saratoga, it's,
No.
yeah, okay. So the Saratoga project is totally different.
Yes.
Okay. We're almost done with that, I'm pretty sure, but I need to get an update somehow.
Okay.
So if you could give me that, I would appreciate it.
All right.
Then I could pass that on. I would agree with Councilwoman Stallings that we do need a bike path in Lathrop. I think I had mentioned this a couple of years ago, and I was hoping that we can officially sit down and discuss how we can make a bike path that could ultimately lead people to the Southfield bike path, which is on Northwestern Highway, because they have a stretch of a bike path that they actually have artists renderings and everything. So hopefully we can do that in the next 4 to 6 months.
Can I?
Yeah.
That is one of the conversations that I had with SimCog. So one of the smart things that we can do is to bring them in to give us recommendations. They've actually already studied us out for it.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
yeah, we're a little bit behind, but like you said, so I will work with you to get the meeting set up. Because I think you're right, we need to
Yeah.
pursue what
Yeah.
we've been talking about.
Yeah, we've got a lot of bikers, cyclists in Lathrop, me included, so I think it would be a plus for us. You know, it's another attractive millennial draw because they do a lot of cycling. And the last part of my bullets here, I received notice that we're losing one of our businesses. DiMaggio Fine Art and Jewelry is closing.
Oh.
So I wasn't sure if you were aware of that.
No, I wasn't.
Okay. Is there any way we could either confirm or deny that it's actually a rumor? Because, yeah, I mean, he's been around for a while, so just wanted to confirm.
Okay.
Yeah, they're supposed to.
Thank you.
You said they are.
Yeah, that's what, it was in the paper.
Hmm.
And then I did call him. I haven't gotten a call back yet. But
Okay. Well, extend our appreciation for being a long-standing business owner. We appreciated him staying this long, and Godspeed to him.
And a
If you could-
beautiful, beautiful architect for our city.
Yep.
Beautiful building. So,
Okay, so is there?
we understand.
That's it for me. Thank you.
Anything else?
All right. Couple things. This is probably my last meeting before the upcoming
You almost
election.
made me go into a panic.
Yeah.
Just like, what did you
The way you said that, I was like, what? Where are you going?
First we're losing Frank and we're losing you.
No.
What is going on in here?
Sorry.
I'm taking her with me.
No, before the upcoming election, which is November 6th. I just want to review some things that have been said. But if you're interested in voting absentee, I would strongly suggest that. Of course, it's up to you. You don't have to. But the predictions are that the lines are going to be long. The ballot is long. It's
Yeah.
front and back.
Okay.
So if you decide to do that, I'm here from Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30. You can come in and pick up your ballot. I need to see your picture ID. I'll give you your ballot right then and there. And we have sample ballots as well. I voted stickers for you, and just feel free to come on in if you have any questions or anything. This Saturday, I am going to be here from 9 a.m. until 2. If you'd like to vote absentee and receive a ballot, you can do so at that time. The very last day that you can vote absentee will be the day before the election, which is November 5th, Monday. You can pick your ballot up between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. But if you wait until Monday, you have to vote your ballot in the office. I'll have some voting booths set up for you, or you can have a seat at the table, but you have to vote here. You can't take it with you. So all of you who I've mailed absent voter ballots to, remember to get them back into me before 8 p.m. Election Day, which is November the 6th. So feel free if you have any questions. I'm available.
And
Thank you.
just to, thank you for that, just to kind of reiterate what you're saying is, if you do, there's people that just like to feel the whole thing of voting, coming out to be in
Oh, yes.
line.
Mhm.
I strongly suggest you get the ballot ahead
Yes.
of time. and
Yeah.
really study the
Yes.
candidates. It's front, it's back.
And you can take your sample ballot in the polls with you and use that on your real ballot. You can do that. So-
They have a 60 to 80% drop off after the governor's race, where people
Right.
aren't going any further or
It's
flipping
always the
over.
way it's been, yeah.
So, you know, it's just really read it over. You can come up here and get one. And I know for me, I do AV, and it was great to be able to sit in front of my computer, Google the people, see how they, you know, what they've done in the community. Because there's some, like for Oakland County Community County, what? Hello, again.
Community
Oakland
college,
Thank
yeah,
you.
got
Community
it.
college.
Not knowing who they are and looking them up. And
Yeah.
then also you can go online and they have a lot of the videos already of them doing their speeches. Just my 2
Yeah.
little cents for
Also-
Yeah,
that.
and there's no more straight ticket voters, so the line,
Yeah.
that's going to dramatically increase the lines.
Yep.
May I also say that there's a League of Women Voters Guide right at the front desk. It's really
Yeah, but
helpful.
we're out of them. But you can go to their website. We're
Okay.
out.
Oh, you can go to the website? Okay, okay.
There were.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were.
I'll use mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to say, I can't stress enough, this is probably the single most important vote in modern history. And keeping politics out of it, it is probably the most important vote you will ever have to cast in your lifetime. Anything after this,
There wasn't involved in it.
but this is
This is it.
significant.
Worry about it.
Proposals are on the back.
Yes, exactly. All the
Proposals are on
proposals.
the
I mean,
back
this is going to
side.
be, really, it's going
Yeah.
to be like a community change. If you really think about that. Proposal 2, Proposal 1, all those proposals will change the way we live after the 6.
And proposal 3.
I'm
Judges
very,
are on the
very
back.
excited
School.
about it, but
Yes.
I want people to go out there and express their ability to vote. That's it. You can't do anything else. Don't eat lunch. Don't eat dinner. Express your ability to vote. I don't care who your candidates are. Just get out there, especially women.
Women are going to
We
come.
do.
Women are
And you might want to
mean
look at the
especially
percentage
the
on
men.
that.
That's
So,
right. I want to raise that percentage.
Okay. Your male friends,
Yes.
let them show up first. Okay, we show up. So, one, I also want to express personally and as a group our condolences to the people of Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
It is disheartening to, I actually sat in church yesterday and noticed, which I think is still illegal, but noticed that the pastor had a pistol on his hip, which I was taken back from that because I do believe it's illegal.
Yeah.
I won't tell you what church it is then. So, but the fact is that's the day and times that we are in now, and it's really disheartening. And I do want to send don't know where this will go, but my condolences for that. Next, don't forget Saturday night, fall back.
Yes.
I wish they'd get rid of that, but, maybe that'll be another initiative. And then last, I did get something which I've been working with the city manager with, is that we have been asked to, they're trying to determine whether or not Lathrup is the best fit community for free to the public outdoor gyms across the country. And they would fund it, and they have chosen Lathrup Village to be a place they will consider to put the outdoor gyms.
We
So-
had mentioned that to Trina Vanderhart before she left. We said we needed that.
Someone heard you.
Yeah.
And they sent
I
it.
pray my
Okay,
prayers are
there you
answered.
go.
Okay,
So-
one last thing. Falling forward. I want to congratulate Mayor Pro Tem Cantor for getting married the last couple of
Oh,
days.
yeah, I forgot.
He's no longer single.
I gotta make sure I pull up the right finger.
We will get you
Okay,
arrested
you
for
got mad?
putting up the wrong finger.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
He couldn't sneak out without me saying something.
I have a couple of real quick things. I also want to express condolences for Dorothy Wright, who passed recently, who was an active member of our community. I served with her on the DDA Design Committee, and she was always great to work with, very energetic, very positive. And then the other thing, I think I sent everybody an email while I was in Spain about, I guess there's a coalition of Berkeley, Ferndale, and a couple other cities who are working towards making 11 11 Mile.
Yeah, Oak Park.
The next kind of
Yeah, Oak Park.
development, Oak Park.
Yep.
Corridor, and
Yep.
I thought it might be worthwhile, Cheryl, if you could investigate and see if there, I know Southfield would have to do it too, because they're in between us.
Yeah.
But if it's worth, jumping on board to see if there's anything that we can do to help put our piece of 11 Mile into that group, so.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's a stretch, but we gotta do it.
Anything else?
I'm done.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, so, I don't even know where I'm at anymore, we're just chit-chatting.
Are you sure he's done? Are you sure he's done?
It
I'm done.
doesn't matter, I'll take a motion.
Second, so moved.
Thank you, good night, everyone.
Amen.
Amen, thank you.